Well, I'm really, really pleased to say I'm joined for our final Star Sports Kennel visit by Emma Buckley, who, with her dad, obviously, Pat Buckley, is here to defend their Star Sports Greyhound Derby title and have a considerable team to try and do that as well. So thank you so much for joining us, Emma. We're really looking forward to hearing more about your team. And we have to start with last year's champion, Deerjet Sydney. What a dog he was last year. And then some time off the track, came back in Ireland, and he's been flying around, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's in really good form. Look, we knew the minute he crossed the line in Nottingham last year that we were going to just be minding him for this year's derby. So we put him away over the winter, and then we brought him back for the Waterford Select Stakes. I think he had maybe 2 runs around Shelburne as well, one of which he actually won on Easter Cup night. Yeah, he's just been running really, really well. And he was impressive down in Waterford, a little bit unlucky in that final, but we're really pleased with his progress, and we're really happy with him, and he's kind of where we need him to be at this stage coming into the competition.
So he's come to Towcester, he's had that trial, he clocked 29.44 and he stumbled at the start. What happens?
Yeah, I just think it was track inexperience maybe, because he does like the rail, so I was surprised when he stumbled out of one. He did a 14.47 sectional to halfway, I think. So we're expecting big improvement out of that as well. I think once he gets familiar with the track, he'll get better, and he's the type of dog who just gets better from run to run. So we were actually happy enough with that first look. The time was still good even after a stumble, but he's come off absolutely fine from the trial, and yeah, we're happy.
How would you compare Deerjet Sydney from last October to Deerjet Sydney now?
I'd almost say he's a little bit better than he was back then. Like, he looks stronger, he's very consistent from boxes, and he's just full of himself at the minute. Like, he's in the kennel and he's absolutely bouncing around. You put him into the paddock and you almost have a job to keep him from running around. He's really well in himself, and we're looking forward to bringing him back to defend the title, because it's special. He made our dreams come true last year, so it's nice to see him back on Towcester, and I think it's a track he's going to like, hopefully.
Well, I was going to say, do you think that Towcester will suit him as much as Nottingham did or not?
Hopefully. Look, I think the new traps are definitely a great improvement. The bends look well, and I think he was running them fluently enough. The straights seem to be big enough to gallop, and he did seem to like it. So we've everything crossed that he can put that together in a race.
It's so rare for a dog to win back-to-back English derbies. I think it's been done 3 times before or something. Rapid Ranger and Westmead Hawk spring to mind. But I mean, what a feat it would be. Like, are you aware of what could be achieved with him this year?
Yeah, look, it's amazing to even think. You don't let yourself get ahead of. But look, he's a very quick dog, and I think with the derby only being 6 months from last year's in October, he's still so lightly raced, and like I said, he's just really, really well in himself. But yeah, look, it would be amazing if he could come back and produce a similar derby campaign to the one he did last year. It would be very special.
Well, we can't wait to see him back in action. He goes in heat 26 in trap 2. Were you happy enough with his heat?
Yeah, really happy with his heat, and happy with the draw as well. He's going to love the blue box, and yeah, hopefully he can just qualify. It's all about getting him through the next round.
Can't wait to see him back at Towcester, and all the best. Deerjet Sydney goes in heat 26, trap 2. Well, going in heat 3 in trap 2 for the Buckleys is Bombardier, who is just a real youngster, Emma, July 2019, so a real pup. What's the thoughts with this one, entering him for the derby?
Yeah, look, we brought him down to Tralee to start his career off, and he looked really, really exciting. He's actually Ballymac bred, so his breeding is very, very good. He was ever so slightly unlucky down in Tralee in the juvenile. He was actually drawn in alongside our bitch Sing Along Sally, and they actually met on the run into the corner. But we saved him then for the Conananny Kirby, where he reached the semi-final. And he's a dog who, he has a good break in him. He has good enough early, but he's a strong running type dog, I think. And we're bringing him to Towcester more so for the experience. We think he's a very, very fast dog, and I think it's going to make a man of him, if anything, this year, bringing him over. And we're just hoping he could sneak through a few rounds, because he's a really nice pup. We're looking forward to him, and he's an exciting one for sure.
And all being well, obviously, I guess it's experience ready for next year's derby. But even this year, 29.60 look around, first time round Towcester, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, we were really pleased with that. You know, like we said, we kind of knew what the pup was ourselves. He's definitely got pace. We knew that ourselves from working him at home and from his running style back home in Ireland. But yeah, really pleased with that. You know, they're all coming to grips with the track, and we didn't actually expect them to run it as well as they did. But you know, it's all about getting that run under your belt going into the first round. And look, if they can qualify, it would be great. He's a strong enough runner, so hopefully he can get himself into contention.
And joining trap 2 for the first round, is he a dog that wants to be as close to the rails as possible, pretty much?
We've seen him handle 3 and 4 before in competitions at home, so yeah, we're pleased with that trap draw, to be honest. Yeah, we'd be happy with that.
One to keep an eye on, a real youngster, is only going to be going in one direction. Bombardier goes from trap 2 in heat 3. So Nottingham Sid, who we all remember from last year at Nottingham, phenomenal early pace dog. July 2018, he is back for another crack at the Derby in Heat 11, Trap 2. And Emma, he has just flown around in a 29:35 trial.
Yeah, look, we were really pleased. We probably expected him to be up there with the quickest of our team to trial. But yeah, he seemed to really like the track. Maybe just got a little bit lost coming off the last bend, but we kind of expected that because it was his first ever look around. But yeah, we were very pleased with that time.
If there's more to come on that time, then that is very exciting. You know, I backed this dog when he crossed the line in the Easter Cup. Everybody all week had been talking about his drawing trap 6, and he just pinged the lids. And for me, looks a stronger dog as well than last year. Would that be fair?
Yeah, look, I suppose in the Easter Cup final, everyone had a bit of a concern about the trap 6 draw. But when you have a dog with early like him, you know, he's just able to get himself to that corner regardless of a box. Look, you're still always going to be a bit nervous if he's drawn that far out with such fast starters on his inside. But, you know, he handled himself really well that night. He really loved Shelburne and he was brilliant in that final. And yeah, definitely he's been getting stronger since we've even last seen him in Nottingham. Yeah, much stronger dog this year. And, you know, he's really coming into himself.
He ran so well at Nottingham, though. It must have been really disappointing for you to get knocked out in the way you did on that terrible weather night.
Yeah, I think it was just weather conditions that went against him that night. You know, he did show a nice break and he just got himself into trouble, unfortunately. But I think that competition made a man of him, really. You know, he just turned into a real good competition dog after that. He came home and won the Kingdom Derby. And, you know, he's just put on such good condition in himself too. You know, he's up to 78 pounds now and, you know, he's looking really well and we're happy with him and he's performing brilliantly as well, you know, starting, staying, and yeah, we're really happy with him.
Lofty's got him in as ante-pace favourite for Star Sports. Do you think that's right? Is he a worthy ante-pace favourite for the Derby, do you think?
Yeah, look, you'd have to have him at the top of the betting with how he's been performing around Shelburne. I suppose we were a bit concerned with seeing him so high up in the betting before he had even seen Towcester, but no, I suppose with how he's trialled and how he's been running, he probably does deserve to be up there in the market. But look, it could change very quickly. There's some brilliant dogs in the Derby this year and some serious talent, so we've everything crossed for him. We take nothing for granted.
It is very open, but he's a proven talent and we love him over here, so looking forward to seeing him back. And my well, I shouldn't say it, but my Star Sports betting account is looking forward to seeing him back as well, and hopefully back to his best. And that is a Nottingham Sid who goes in Heat 11 in Trap 2. Glengar Bale is another runner for the Buckley camp this year. And of course, they had him at Nottingham last year, but he's come back to Towcester now with the 29:58 trial. Emma, he's really on the comeback trail after, I'm assuming, injuries.
Yeah, look, we had a few niggles with him. He went to the Easter Cup and I think it was in the second round he actually broke his toe. So we were gutted. But we just put him away and we worked on him and he's come back really strongly. You know, the toe has come back perfectly. He doesn't have any bother with it anymore. And yeah, we have him where we want him now. And yeah, he's happy out and we were delighted with the trial too.
I would say of all your dogs, and bless him, he is the one that's kind of on the comeback trail. He's probably got the hardest heat because you've got Ballymac on your inside. What do you make of his race?
Yeah, it's a very, very tricky heat for your first race back. We probably would have preferred to have a race under his belt if it was at all possible, but we were just a bit caught with time. Look, you'd just be hoping he could get himself into contention for the first night and qualify. He does look to be a stronger runner this year than he has been. But yeah, look, it's not an easy heat having the likes of Ballymac on your outside. But look, we're just hopeful and we're keeping everything crossed that he can qualify, because he's a special one and he's very fast.
And you absolutely love this dog. You own a share in the dog as well, don't you? He's your boy.
Yeah, he's a special one. I can't show favoritism now. That wouldn't be fair, but yeah, we love him. He's that love, all right, to be fair.
Do you think he can go far? I mean, obviously, as the races go by, he's going to be improving, isn't he?
Yeah, definitely. He'll be improving. I mean, he's been up there at the top of like his game for a long time. You know, he's been the semi-finalist in an Irish Derby. He went to the quarters last year in Nottingham, where it was actually unfortunate that our three drew together and did each other no favours at the bend. You know, he's terribly quick. It's just a case of finding his luck. But, you know, you'd be hoping that he can just qualify. And yeah, it would be great to see him back regardless.
I know you think the world of him, so fingers crossed that Glengar Bale can show us what he can do. He goes from trap 4 in heat 12. Bull Run Norris goes for Pat and Emma Buckley in heat 13, trap 4, and gets a 5-dog heat, Emma. So what do you make of the race?
Yeah, look, we were pleased that he had that bit of extra room with the vacant box in his heat. He's a really only dog that's coming into himself now. You know, he's a little bit of a reserve type in the kennel. He's very, very fond of my dad. But yeah, look, he's only on the comeback too, really. He had been off the track for a really long time, and we only brought him back maybe about a month and a half ago. We brought him down to Mullingar to run the Cesarewitch over 600 yards. And, you know, he ran really well in that competition in preparation for the Derby. So we're hoping that he's just going to be a one that can keep improving, because he's a very quick dog too.
And a nice run at Shelbourne Park before you brought him over as well. He clocked 28.39 there.
Yeah, we were really pleased with that run too. He led, and you know, that's all we wanted him to do for his confidence. And then you know, he had to dig deep and come back at a dog who just got in front of him again to get up on the line to win. So yeah, we were very pleased with that. And you know, the time was there too. So yeah, we were really pleased with him, and we were happy with his trial when he came over too, and he settled well and travelled well. So happy with him.
29.61 in his trial at Towcester, which, as you say, is a very nice first look. What can we expect from him, though? Because you mentioned he led his race at Shelbourne, but he's a strong type as well, isn't he? Is he just the all-round package, or where would you say his strengths lie?
Yeah, he definitely has a nice dash of early once he hits the ground running, but I do think he will be a stronger dog with a bit of time. You know, like I said, he's only coming back, so it's just trying to get him fit. But yeah, look, I do think he's kind of a dog who's an all-rounder, and I'm hoping that this trip will suit him in Towcester too.
Okay, he's in trap 4 in heat 13. That's Bull Run Norris. So Coombe Leo will go in heat 20, trap 2 for Emma and Pat Buckley, and just the June 2019, this one, Emma. So he's just turned 2, in fact, birthday today as we're recording this. But 29.90 trial, which would be one of your slower ones that you put around Towcester. What's happening with this guy? Why is he in the Derby?
Yeah, look, he's a little bit unexposed, and he's a newbie to our kennel. You know, he's only been with us a little under a month. His owner actually contacted my dad and asked if he would train the dog, but my dad had him spotted a long time ago. He really liked the dog in Tralee, where he has some really nice form in the juvenile. Yeah, he always looked a very exciting puppy, so we were really happy to have him as part of the team, and he's only really begun to kind of take to us and come into himself now. But he's a really nice pup, and yeah, we're just putting him into the Derby for the experience more so, and to kind of make a man out of him. We found that we brought Knocklebell Sid over as a very puppyish type last year, and it really did give him that experience. So we're hoping it would be the same for this guy.
He's drawn in trap 2 for his heat. Would that suit him?
Yeah, definitely. He looks to be a railer looking at his previous form. So we were happy with trap 2, yeah.
And big future for this one? Is it all about the future rather than this? Because you said you're still getting to know him yourself.
Yeah, definitely more a dog for the future. Like I said, just about giving him this experience. If he could sneak through a few rounds, we'd be very, very pleased. But yeah, he's a lovely dog. He's got a lovely little personality that is starting to shine through too. So we're really happy with him, and he's travelled well too. So happy to have him as part of the team.
Well, another youngster making up part of the Buckley team, and July 2019, so even younger this one, Emma, Rioja Smasher, interesting name, we'll maybe come to that in a minute, but 29.55 in a trial, that's a really good look for a pup.
Yeah, look, he's homebred, schooled, reared and trained, and he's owned by Paul Woodburn, a good friend of the kennel. Yeah, he's a really, really nice pup. He got to the final of the Cesarish for us there, you know, which we were delighted with because he is so young, and we only brought him down to Mullingar for a bit of experience. He does look to be a type of pup who will stay further in the future. We kind of see his future more so over six pens, but he's a very quick pup, and yeah, we were really pleased with how he went in Towcester during the trial.
And he's been racing at Mullingar and Shelburne. How much experience have you managed to get under his belt before the Derby?
Yeah, we brought him down to Mullingar more so to increase his fitness. I think he had about 4 runs down there and possibly a trial. And I think he had a race in Shelburne too. So yeah, we're happy with the preparation he got for it, and we'd be hoping that he could sneak through a few rounds too.
And out of one of my favourite Irish dogs, Tully Reacts, how special is it for you when you've had them as a pup and then they make it all this way to line up in the Derby?
Yeah, it's special. Like Dad trained Tully and Droopy Smasher. We have Smasher at home ourselves as a brood, and you know she's a massive pet in the kennel. So to see her pups coming through, it's very, very special, and it's great for my mum too for the breeding side of things. You know, it's a proud moment for her when she sees one of her pups out on the track. So it's nice to have them as part of the team.
And you mentioned owned by Paul, was it? Rioja Smasher, does he like a glass of red?
I'll let him answer that question if you see him at Towcester, but yeah, an interesting name, that's for sure.
Well, we look forward to seeing him. Rioja Smasher, just the baby, July 2019, heads to Towcester. So Emma, you're back to defend your Star Sports Greyhound Derby title, and what I want to know really is you and your dad, you're back. It's always a big effort. Are you more hungry having won it, or is it, you know, you've done it now?
No, I think we're even more hungry. I think we were coming into this and the pressure is off because, you know, it's been ticked off the list now, and it was such a special moment to share that with Dad last year, and you know, it was just a dream come true. But yeah, I think we're even more driven this year. You know, we've a really nice team behind us, and we've been really looking forward to coming to Towcester ever since we crossed the line in Nottingham. So yeah, look, we're really happy to be back, and it's always great to be back with June and Tony and the whole family here too.
And that's one advantage that a lot of your dogs have got, the ones that came over last year, is that they'll be settled in straight away because they're so familiar with their surroundings. You stay with June Harvey, the trainer, and it's like a second family to you, second home.
Yeah, I suppose the season campaigners, you know, they're very familiar with their surroundings, and we couldn't ask for anything better at June's. You know, she looks after us so well, and she looks after her own dog so well too. But yeah, we're really lucky to have someone like her. You know, we're 2 Irish raiders, and we give them awful grief, but you know, they continue to bring us back, and you know, they're so good to us, and the dogs love it here. They jumped up on their beds and they were just threw the 4 legs up in the air and said, right, we're home now. But yeah, they're all happy, and we're lucky to be with June and Tony.
Obviously the Derby switches to Towcester now. What do you think of Towcester as a venue, and how do you think it will suit not just your dogs but the Irish dogs in general?
Yeah, we really like Towcester. I suppose from a spectator's point of view, you know, the facilities are all there. The kennels are lovely too, and the dogs seem happy there. I think the work that Towcester have done so far in trying to get the track in order for the Derby has been great. You know, the change of boxes and, you know, has been a great advantage, and the bends look really good. And yeah, look, I think any dog can win it from any track now, so it is looking really good. And yeah, we're happy with the track. So you know, you just be hoping that our dogs can get a bit of experience under their belt and go well. But yeah, the Irish are definitely going to need a bit of experience around it, I think.
You mentioned in this interview a couple of times about making a man out of a dog, particularly when it came to Not the Bull Sid. But since we last saw you at Nottingham for the Derby, things have changed for you as well. You've become a TV star, haven't you?
I wouldn't say that. We're kind of getting into it at the moment, but yeah, look, happy with everything at the minute. We're kind of doing the shows and they're going well. So yeah, look, it's nice to be over here for a bit of a break too, and getting back to the day job of parading and working in the kennel. But yeah, it's nice to be a part of a great team.
And you are brilliant, as everybody watching this will attest to. But you know now, as the interviewer, you know what question I have to ask you, don't you?
Is it the one I dread every year?
Which one is going to win the Derby from your team this year?
Oh, this is such a hard question. I'm hoping that one of them might actually, you know, you don't know who's going to win it. It's such an open Derby this year. Look, a very close bunch. You know, they're a really strong team. I suppose Knocking About Sid would have to be a major fancy. You know, he's just ran so well in Shelburne, and you know, he's travelled really well and settled really well, and his trial was very good too. So possibly Knocking About Sid. I think Deerjet Sydney is also looking really good. You know, it would be great to see him do a bit of history. And I think Bale and Norris might just be underdogs and or dark horse, shall I say, and you know, the pups, you know, they'll be coming through really nicely too. So we've everything crossed for them, and I'd feel bad picking one over the other, so I try and avoid that question.
No, but we'll take it as not the bull Sid, which I'm happy with. Thank you so much, Emma, for joining us. You're always fantastic, and you guys always come out flying in the first round as well. So we'll see you at Towcester on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and wish you all the best for the whole competition. Good luck.
Thanks, Jules.